Hello again, folks. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode number 34, and we're returning to the Strat-O-Matic Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill tournament. I didn't realize it was like 2 weeks since I last got to this. Just a lot going on in my life, and, I have the other projects that I do on the channel. But, it's been too long since we've played this series, and we're going to get back into it tonight. Just a quick look at the situation of the Hill. As you can see, the Phillies, they're 4-0. And although it looked like last game they were going to go down, but some ninth inning heroics by Andy Semeniuk. Walk-off double that scored the winning run. And the blown save by Don McMahon for the Milwaukee Braves. And as you can see also, the Cincinnati Reds are lying in wait, waiting to see if they're going to travel to Philadelphia or San Francisco. So let's get to the starting lineups. First, for the visiting San Francisco Giants, the 1962 San Francisco Giants, Harvey Kuhn leads off in left field. Chuck Hiller is at second base. He bats second. Felipe Alou is in right field. He's batting third. Willie Mays bats fourth and is in center field. Orlando Cepeda is at first base. He bats fifth. Tom Haller is the catcher. He bats sixth. Wait a minute. Did I miss somebody? Yes, I did. Jim Davenport, third baseman. He bats sixth. Tom Haller, catcher, bats seventh. Jose Pagan at shortstop bats eighth. And pitching and batting ninth is Jack Sanford. He was 24-7 in 1962 with a 3.43 ERA and 265 innings pitched. He is a number 2 hitting pitcher, so we will replace his card with the number 2 pitcher hitting card. And there are the Giants for you. Here's the 1950 Phillies, the current Kings of the Hill, at 4-0. Leading off at first base is Eddie Waitkus. Richie Ashburn in center field bats second. Dick Sisler, left fielder, bats third. Del Ennis in right field bats fourth. Willie Jones, the third baseman, bats fifth. Granny Hamner, shortstop, bats sixth. Andy Semeniuk, the hero of Game 5, is the catcher. He bats seventh. Mike Goliot at second base bats eighth. And batting ninth and on the mound is pitcher Curt Simmons. He is a 1 hitting pitcher, so we will replace his card with the number 1 pitcher hitting card. All right. So Simmons finishes up his warm-up tosses. Harvey Kuhn steps up to the plate, and we are ready to get underway. Game number 6 of the Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill tournament. And here we go. We have a 110, and a 110 is a pop-out to third baseman Jones, and he's under that, makes the catch. So that's out number 1. Whoops. Second baseman Chuck Hiller. Next up for the Giants, that's a 3-4, and a 3-4 is a ground ball to the pitcher. Curt Simmons over to Eddie Waitkus for out number 2, 1-3. And there are 2 away. Here's Felipe Alou, right fielder. And that is a 1-7, and a 1-7 is a single. So a 2-out single for Felipe Alou. He's on first with 2 outs. He's a stealing C, so we're not going to send him. That brings up the cleanup hitter. Say hey, kid. 2 outs, man on first for Willie Mays. We have a 3-7, and a 3-7 is a strikeout, and that's the first strikeout for Curt Simmons. It's out number 3. Giants put a man on base, but do not score. Simmons gets 1 fatigue point, and after 1/2 inning of play, it's the Giants nothing, and the Phillies coming to bat. Jack Sanford comes out to the mound. He's going to face Eddie Waitkus, Richie Ashburn, Dick Sisler, and if anybody gets on, Del Ennis. Here's Waitkus. We have a 4-6, and a 4-6 is a fly ball to left field. Kuhn is underneath that, makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Here's Richie Ashburn. Philly center fielder. It's a 6-5. And a 6-5 is a double on a 1-5. He rolls an 11. That is a single. So a 1-out single for Richie Ashburn. So Whitey's on first. He's a stealing B. And let's see. What is... Holler is a 3. Now we're going to play conservative. Keep Ashburn on first base for now. Here's Dick Sisler. 1 out, man on first. We have a 5-8. A 5-8 is a line out to the shortstop. Ashburn holds it first, and there are 2 away. Here's Del Ennis. Have a 3-7. A 3-7 is a triple on a 1-5. Single on a 6-20 with a 2-base advance. And his singles, that moves Ashburn. He's held up at third. And it's first and third with 2 outs for Willie Jones, the Phillies' third baseman. And we have a 6-8. And a 6-8 is a walk, and that's going to load the bases for Granny Hamner. So the bases are jammed. 2 outs, Granny Hamner. And we have a 6-5. And this is trouble. 6-5 is a double on a 1-5, but it's a single with a 2-base advance. He's going to knock a few runs in here. So Hamner singles. Jones moves to third, and both Ashburn and Ennis score. Excuse me. Hamner gets 2 RBIs, and the Phillies are up 2-0. So that's 2 fatigue points for Sanford for the runs scored. Here's Andy Semenick, hero of the last game. And that's a 3-4. And a 3-4 is a ground ball to third baseman Davenport. He tosses over to Orlando Cepeda for out number 3. That's a 5-3 for out number 3. But the Phillies score 2 runs, and after 1 inning of play, it's the Phillies 2. And the Giants nothing. Kurt Simmons comes back out to the mound. And he'll face Orlando Cepeda. Whoops, I'm getting things mixed up. Jim Davenport and Holler. I'm not completely familiar with all of these players on the Giants. I have to admit that. All right, here's Kurt Simmons facing Orlando Cepeda here in the top of the second. We have a 1-3, and a 1-3 is a line out to third baseman Willie Jones, and that's 1 away. And I need to give a 3rd point to Sanford for the inning. All right, so there's 1 away. Brings up Jim Davenport. He's the Giants' third baseman. And that's a 2-8, and a 2-8 is a ground ball to third base. Willie Jones over to Eddie Wakis for out number 2, 5-3. And there are 2 away. Here's Tom Holler, or Haller. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. He's the catcher for the Giants. And that's a 1-10, and a 1-10 is a ground ball to first baseman. That's Eddie Wakis. He's going to take that unassisted for out number 3. And the Giants go quietly 1-2-3. In the second, Kurt Simmons gets another fatigue point. So after 1.5 innings of play, it's the Phillies 2 and the Giants nothing. Sanford comes back out. He's going to face Goliath, Kurt Simmons, and Eddie Wakis at the top of the order. We have a 6-8, and a 6-8 is a leadoff walk. So Goliath's on first base with a walk. And we're going to sacrifice him over. We're going to try to send him over with a bunt. So we just need 2 die. And here we go. We have an 8, and an 8 says the batter is thrown out by first baseman. Runners advance 1 base. So that's a successful sacrifice by Kurt Simmons. And there's 1 away. So Goliath's on second with 1 out for Eddie Waitkus. That's a 6-6, and a 6-6 is a single. Waitkus is going to hold at second. Or excuse me. No, Waitkus singles. I apologize. Waitkus singles. Goliath's going to hold at third. So it's runners on the corner with one out for Whitey. So runners on first and third, one out. And we have a 6-9. And the 6-9 is a walk. Not a good start for Jack Sanford. So Ashburn's on base for the second time. They're jacked again, and there's only one out. Giants are going to bring the infield in. Probably should have done that last play, but we didn't. And here's Dick Sisler, bases loaded, one out. That's a 4-8, and a 4-8 is a ground ball shortstop X. And the Philly shortstop is Granny Hamner. He's a 2. So we'll refer to that. And we roll a 9 on a 2. And it's a one-base error. The runner's advancing one base. Or excuse me, not Granny Hamner. Hold on. That's wrong. We have to look at... You really have to excuse me. It's Pagan. And he's a 2 as well. So it's the same result. It's a one-base error. The runner's advancing one base. So... It's an E6. And everybody moves up one. And Goliath scores, and now the Phillies are up 3-0. And Sanford gets another fatigue point. That's 4 for him. All right, so the bases are still loaded with one out. And here's Del Ennis. And we got a 4-5, and a 4-5 is a fly ball to center field C. The runners are going to hold. So Ennis flies out to center fielder Willie Mays for out number 2. The runners hold. Phillies are up 3-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's Willie Jones. Willie Jones, 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball to third base. And that is Davenport over to Cepeda for out number 3. But the Phillies do pick up another run. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Sanford gets his 5th fatigue point for the end of the inning. After 2 innings of play, it's the Phillies 3 and the Giants nothing. Kurt Simmons back out on the mound. Jose Pagan, the pitcher's spot, and Harvey Kuhn. We got a 112. And a 112 is a pop out the third base plus injury. All right, so that goes to Willie Jones for out number 1. Now we got to check the injury. All right. And that's a 1-20, so we roll the D20, and that's a 7. Batter is injured for 1 game, but Jose Pagan is going to have to leave this one. Right here due to his injury, and he's going to be replaced by well, I don't have a lot of choices here on the bench for the Giants. It's going to be Ernie Bowman. And Ernie Bowman is a 3-rated shortstop. So that's unfortunate for Pagan. So we have a 3 now at shortstop for the Giants. So Pagan has to leave the game. And there's one away here in the top of the 3rd. Sanford's going to stay out there. And we roll a 2-3. And that's a ground ball to second base. It's Mike Goliath over to Eddie Waitkus for out number 2. Back to the top of the order for the Giants and Harvey Kuhn. Left fielder. He lined out to third base his first time up. We have a 6-9, and a 6-9 is a fly ball to center field. Richie Ashburn's under that. Makes the catch, and that's out number 3 for the Giants. The Giants go down 1-2-3 again, and after 2.5 innings, it's the Phillies 3, Giants nothing. Jack Sanford comes back out. He's going to face Granny Hamner, Andy Semenick, and Mike Goliot. We got a 3-9, and a 3-9 is a fly ball to center field. Willie Mays is under that. He makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Andy Semenick. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Yeah, that's a 1-5, and 1-5 is a ground ball to shortstop. So that's Pagan over to Cepeda for out number 2. Here's Mike Goliot. It's a 6-4, and a 6-4 is a pop-up to second base. And Hiller's under that, makes the catch. And the Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the third. So after 3 innings of play, it's the Phillies 3, and the Giants nothing. Kurt Simmons back out on the mound. He's only given up 1 hit so far. That was a first inning single to Felipe Alou. Here's Chuck Hiller, the second baseman for the Giants. We have a 1-8, and a 1-8 is a single. So a leadoff single for Hiller. And his stealing is a C. And with Semenick being a 1 rated catcher, he's going to hold there. Here's Felipe Alou. He's 1 for 1. Hiller's on first. And we have a 5-8, and a 5-8 is a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 2 for Kurt Simmons. And there's 1 away. Here in the fourth, here's Willie Mays. That's a 3-9, and a 3-9 is a line out to shortstop. That's Granny Hamner. He makes the catch. Hiller holds it first. And there are 2 away. Next up, Orlando Cepeda. He lined out to third base his first time up. That's a 2-10. That's a fly ball to left field. Dick Sisler's under that. Makes the catch. And the Giants are retired. So after 3.5 innings, it's the Phillies 3 and the Giants nothing. And I need to give Kurt Simmons, I missed a point for him, so that's 2. And let me double check Sanford. He gets 3 for the runs and 3 for the innings. So yeah, I missed 1 for him as well. He's at a 6. All right, so Sanford's coming back out here, bottom of the 4th. He's going to face his counterpart, Kurt Simmons. And that's a 4-10, and a 4-10 is a pop-out to first base. Orlando Cepeda is underneath that pop-up and makes the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Move these pitcher cards out of the way there. Okay, so there's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Back to the top of the order for the Phillies and Eddie Waitkus. He's 1 for 2. That's a 6-4, and a 6-4 is a pop out to second base. And that's Hiller. He makes the catch for out number 2. Richie Ashburn. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And that's a 6-8, and a 6-8 is a walk. So Ashburn's on base for the 3rd time this game. He's on first with 2 outs. And that brings up Dick Sisler. Two-five. 2-5 is a single on a 1-12. That's 3. So that's a single with a 1 base advance. And the Phillies are in business again with 2 outs. Ashburn moves up to second. He's in scoring position. Sisler's on first. And here's Del Ennis. Del Ennis is 1 for 2 with a run scored. We have a 5-6, and a 5-6 is a strikeout. That's the first strikeout. Yes. First strikeout for Jack Sanford. And that's the third out. So the Phillies threaten in the fourth, but do not score. Sanford gets another endurance point. He's up to 7. And we go to the top of the fifth with the Phillies leading 3-0. Kurt Simmons is cruising so far. He's only given up a few hits. And a walk, I believe. 2 walks. All right, here's a 4-9. And a 4-9 is a fly ball to right field. Del Ennis is underneath that. Makes the catch for out number 1. That was Jim Davenport. Next up is Tom Howler, Giants catcher. We have a 2-4, and a 2-4 is a fly ball to center field. Whitey's underneath that one, makes the catch easily for out number 2. Here's Ernie Bowman in the game for the injured Pagan. Jose Pagan was injured his last time up. 2 away, nobody on. We have a 1-6, and a 1-6 is a ground ball to shortstop. That's Granny Hamner over to Eddie Wakis for out number 3. 6-3. And the Giants go 1-2-3 in the fifth. So after 4.5, it's the Phillies 3 and the Giants nothing. Sanford is coming back out. He's going to face Willie Jones, Granny Hamner, and Andy Semenuk here in the bottom of the fifth. We have a 1-6, and a 1-6 is a ground ball to third base. That's Davenport over to Cepeda for out number 1, 5-3. Out number 1, and I believe I need to give Simmons his 5th endurance point. All right. Here's Granny Hamner, shortstop for the Phils. And that's a 4-9, and a 4-9 is a fly ball to center field. Willie Mays is there, makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Andy Semenuk, Phillies catcher. That's a 4-6, and a 4-6 is a fly ball to left field. Harvey Kuhn makes the catch. Phillies go down 1-2-3 here in the fifth. So after 5 innings of play, it's the Phillies 3 and the Giants nothing. That's going to be it for Jack Sanford. He's the first batter up here in the top of the 6th. And we're going to get a pinch hitter up for him. And that is going to be Willie McCovey. All right, so McCovey is going to pinch hit for Sanford here in the 6th. Pinch hit. 6th, and Giants are going to get some guys, a couple pitchers warming up in the bullpen. It's going to be Stu Miller. We're going to get Stu Miller warming up for the Giants. Willie McCovey's going to face Kurt Simmons here, see if we can get something going in the top of the 6th. And that's a 3-9, and a 3-9 is a leadoff single for McCovey. His stealing is a D, so he is no threat to run. So we got McCovey on first base. And we're back to the top of the order in Harvey Kuhn. Kuhn is 0 for 2. And that's a 1-9. And a 1-9 is a fly ball to center field B. And McCovey's going to hold. That goes to Whitey Ashburn for out number 1. Here's Chuck Hiller, Giants second baseman. That's a 1-12. And that's a line out to second base. Mike Goliot snags that one. McCovey gets back to the bag. And there are 2 away here in the 6th. Top of the 6th. Felipe Alou. Alou is 1 for 2 with a single in the first. That's a 3-5, and a 3-5 is a triple on a 1 and a single on a 2 to 20. That's a single with a 2-base advance. So McCovey's going to move over to third. And Felipe Alou has his second hit. And let's take a look at McCovey's running. McCovey, there are 2 outs, so makes him a 1 to 14. No, we're going to hold him. Or, I don't know, maybe we need to be daring here. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to send him home. I think there's no defensive check on this. I apologize for that little bang there, but I do have to stop here a moment and double check advancing the runners. So McCovey is... I apologize for this. He's a 1 to 12. With 2 outs, he becomes a 1 to 14. Yeah, so he's gonna get waved home. Where did that ball go to? That was well, we don't know where it went to. So, and he's safe. McCovey scores. So the Giants are on the board. And Felipe Alou picks up an RBI. Kurt Simmons gets another endurance point. And the score is now 3-1 for Willie Mays with Alou on first base and 2 away. So that's a 6-7, and a 6-7 is a strikeout. That's the second time Mays has struck out, and the third one for Kurt Simmons for out number 3. But the Giants do score, get on the board, and it's now, after 5.5 innings of play, the Phillies 3 and the Giants 1. Simmons picks up a second endurance point. He's up to 7. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Sanford is out of the game. And as we had mentioned earlier, Stu Miller is the new Giants pitcher. He was 5-8 with a 4.12 ERA and 107 innings pitched in 1962. He's going to face Goliath, Kurt Simmons, and Eddie Wakis. So that's Miller. And this will be the bottom of the 6th. Excuse me. So he's going to face Mike Goliath. All right. Here we go. It's a 4-9, and a 4-9 is a ground ball to second base. That's Hiller to Cepeda for out number 1. Here's Kurt Simmons. It's a 2-6, and a 2-6 is a strikeout. First strikeout for Miller. And that's out number 2. Back to the top of the order for the Phils. It's Eddie Wakis. And that is a 2-7. And a 2-7 is a ground ball to first base. Orlando Cepeda is going to take that unassisted for out number 3. So the Phillies go quietly in the sixth, and after 6 innings of play, it's the Phillies 3 and the Giants 1. Stu Miller gets an endurance point. Kurt Simmons comes back out. He's going to face Cepeda, Davenport, and Haller. That's a 5-11, and a 5-11 is a ground ball to first base X. Eddie Waitkus is a 1. And we roll a 7. And a 7 is a 1-base error. So Cepeda reaches on an E3. And that's 1 error for both teams now. So Cepeda's on first with nobody out for Jim Davenport. With Semenick behind the plate, there's no threat of a steal here. And that's a 1-4. And a 1-4 sends Richie Ashburn back to the wall. It's over his head, out of here, gone. A 2-run home run for Jim Davenport. And this game is tied. Drives in Cepeda and himself. And this game is now 3-3. Picks up 2 RBIs, and Simmons gets his 8th and 9th endurance point. Jim Davenport. All right. So nobody out. Game's tied at 3. Here's Tom Haller. We have a 2-8, and a 2-8 is a home run on a 1-7. He rolls a 1, and he sends Dick Sisler back to the wall, and this is gone, and all of a sudden the Giants are up 4-3. Phillies are going to get some action in their bullpen for sure. Jim Costanti is going to warm up. Simmons grabs another point. He is at 10. How quickly things can change. Giants now lead 4-3. Here's Ernie Bowman. And that's a 6-4. And a 6-4 is a home run on a 1-9. But no, it's a 14. And that's a double. When it rains, it pours. Ernie Bowman on second base with nobody out. And we're going to try to move him to third here. The pitcher, Stu Miller, up. Going to try sacrifice. And that's a 6. Batter's thrown out. Runner advances. So the sacrifice is successful. So Bowman moves to third with 1 out. And it's going to be one more batter for Kurt Simmons. How the mighty can fall. But this game's not over yet. All right, so we got Bowman on third base with 2 outs. Or excuse me, no, only 1 out. And Harvey Kuhn. And we have a 5-4. The 5-4 is a ground ball to second base. That's Goliath over to Eddie Waitkus. And the runner's going to hold at third. So that's, what did we say that was? Ground ball to third base. That's a 5. Excuse me. That's a ground ball to... No, that's a ground ball to third base X. All right. Let's see. The Phillies' third baseman is Willie Jones. He's a 2. We roll a 12 on a 2. And it's a 1-base error. And the runners advance 1 base. So Willie Jones commits an error. And that's an E5. 1-base error. And Bowman scores. And that's it for Kurt Simmons. Still only 1 out. Simmons' day is over. Constanti is coming in. And let's see here. All right. So 1 out, man on first for Chuck Hiller. And that's a 6-10, and a 6-10. It's a fly ball to center field. And that's Whitey Ashburn for out number 2. Kuhn holds at first. Here's Felipe Alou, who is 2 for 3 in this game. And he fouls out to catcher Andy Semenick on 3-1s for the 3rd out. But the Giants score 1, 2, 3, 4 runs and lead this game 5-3. Constanti gets a endurance point. He is a number 1 hitting pitcher, so that pitcher hitting card can remain in the Phillies lineup as long as he's going to stay in the game. So we go to the bottom of the 7th with the Giants leading 5-3. Stu Miller coming back out. He only has 1 endurance point, but he is a true reliever, so he only gets 4 before he's got to be considered for removal. Whitey Ashburn leading off here in the bottom of the 7th, and that's a 5-8. And a 5-8 is a home run on a 1-2-6. But no, it's a fly ball to right fielder Felipe Alou for out number 1. Sends him back to the wall, but Alou makes the catch. A little more oomph, it would have been out of here. All right, here's Dick Sisler. Phillies down 5-3. And that's a 5-7, and a 5-7 is a strikeout. That's strikeout number 2 for Stu Miller. Here's Del Ennis. Ennis is 1 for 3 with a run scored. That's a 6-8, and a 6-8 is a strikeout. That's strikeout number 3 for Stu Miller. And the Phillies go quietly 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. So after 7 innings of play, it's the Giants 5 and the Phillies 3. Jim Constanti comes back out. He's going to face Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda, and Davenport. And that's a 3-6, and a 3-6 is a strikeout. That's Willie Mays' 3rd strikeout in this game, and number 1 for Constanti. Here's Orlando Cepeda. That's a 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball to shortstop. Granny Hamner over to Eddie Wakis for out number 2. Jim Davenport. That's a 1-3, and a 1-3 is a fly ball to left field. Dick Sisler's under that, makes the catch for out number 3. So on the top of the 8th, the Giants go quietly. Another endurance point for both Miller and Constanti. So after 7.5, it's the Giants 5 and the Phillies 3. Stu Miller's coming back out, at least for now. He's going to face Willie Jones, Granny Hamner, and Andy Semenick. And that's a 110, and a 110 is a pop out to third base. Davenport's under that, and there's 1 away. Here's Granny Hamner for the Phils. It's a 2-7, and a 2-7 is a ground ball to third base. Davenport over to Cepeda for out number 2. Two away, nobody on, Andy Semenick. That's a 5-7, and a 5-7 is a strikeout. That's strikeout number 4 for Stu Miller. And the Phillies go quietly in the 8th. After 8 innings of play, it's the Giants 5 and the Phillies 3. Constanti's coming back out. He's going to face, and I need to give Miller another endurance point. He's up to 3. Constanti's going to face Howler, Bowman, and the pitcher spot. And that's a 6-10. And the 6-10 is a fly ball to center field. Whitey Ashburn's under that. Makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Ernie Bowman, Giants shortstop. It's a 3-9, and a 3-9 is a ground ball to shortstop. It's Granny Hamner. Over to Eddie Wakus for out number 2 here in the top of the 9th. Pitcher spot is due. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Giants. It's going to be Matty Alou. Let's put him in there. Alou. M. Top of the 9th. Pinch hit. And there's 2 away. So the Giants are going to get some action in their bullpen. And it's going to be Billy Pierce. Billy Pierce is going to warm up for the Giants. And Matty Alou be the 2-out pinch hitter. Here we go. We got a 1-6, and a 1-6 is a line out to first baseman Eddie Wakus, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Giants going 1-2-3 in the 9th. And the new Giants pitcher is Billy Pierce. He's a 3 as far as hitting. Not that I think he's going to get a bat, but I want to stick his card back in the lineup. Do that here. All right. So Billy Pierce, the new pitcher for the Giants here in the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Phils. And it's going to be Goliath, the pitcher spot, and the top of the order with Eddie Wakus. So here's Pierce. I got to write him in here. Pierce. And bottom of the 9th. All right. Pierce facing Goliath. It's a 6-9. And a 6-9 is a fly ball to center field. Willie Mays is under that. It's out number 1. Pitcher spot's up next for the Phils. It's not going to be Constanti, of course. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. And that is going to be Stan Lapata. No, it's not going to be Stan Lapata. It's going to be Dick Whitman. Pinch hitting for the Phillies. Here in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Pinch hit. All right. Billy Pierce. It's 2-5. 2-5 is a strikeout. First strikeout for Pierce, and a second out. And the Phillies are down to their last dance, last chance. And if you know that reference, I feel your pain. All right, here's Eddie Wakus. And that's a 6-9, and a 6-9 is a fly ball to center field. Willie Mays is underneath that. Makes the catch easily. It's out number 3. And the Phillies, the 4-0 Phillies, go down. They are dethroned. They drop to the bottom of the hill. And the new Kings are the 1962 San Francisco Giants. Let's see if we can get the totals for you quickly. The Giants had 5 runs on seven hits. They committed 1 error. The Phillies had 3 runs on wow, they were quiet this last 2/3 of this game. 3 runs on 3 hits, and they committed 2 errors. So the new king of the hill, let's see, the losing pitcher is Kurt Simmons. Simmons gets the loss. I think Stu Miller gets the win, and Billy Pierce gets the save for the Giants. The Giants are the new kings of the hill, and they will face the 1961 Cincinnati Reds in San Francisco. So that was a good game, kind of interesting. Exploded in the the top of the 7th with Howler's home run. Actually, back-to-back home runs by Davenport and Howler. And the Giants scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th, and that was it. Phillies real quiet after the first couple innings. I'm looking back through here, and they only had a few base runners. They only had 2 base runners since the 3rd inning, since the 2nd inning. So anyway, that's it. We got a new king of the hill. It's the 1962 San Francisco Giants. The Phillies drop all the way down to the bottom. They do have 4 wins, so they're at least that far ahead of anybody else. But they're going to have to wait a while to play again. And they got a lot of time to think how things went wrong in this game. So that's going to do it for this episode. The next episode is going to be the contest drawing, the giveaway I was doing for the 100 subscribers from, that was episode 26, where I set up that contest. It ended on the 15th, which was yesterday. So, and that was a contest for the Title Bout mini cards that I created. Anyway, that'll be the next video. I don't know if it'll be in a day or two. I got some things going on with work. I don't know when I'll get to do another video. Might be a few days, or it might be tomorrow. It's really hard to say. But that's going to do it for this episode. And until next time, take care.